So I want you to come into a comfortable seated or kneeling position, so whatever sort of works for you. And we're just going to start with some alternate nostril breathing, which is really, really good. So what that does is if you're in stress mode, which is called your sympathetic nervous system, it helps move you out of stress mode, whether it's stress from the day, stress from life, stress from traffic, stress from your brain. And it helps shift you into your parasympathetic nervous system, which is like when you chill out, helps you sleep, helps you, if you've got anxiety, helps you regulate yourself. So kneeling or sitting, or you can sit on a chair if that works for you. And I just want you to close your eyes, but place one hand on your forehead, your first two fingers, and you're going to close your right nostril with your right fingers and leave your left nostril open. And just closing the eyes, take a deep breath in through the left nostril for 4, 3, 2, 1. And just close that left nostril, opening the right, and just exhale in for 4, 3, 2, 1. So close the right, opening the left, breathing into that space for 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing the left, opening the right, exhaling for 4. Try and relax the shoulders. 3, 2, 1. So close the right, and you count in your mind now for a count of 4. And then close the left, opening the right, breathing out for a count of 4, but keep the spine straight. Closing the right, open the left, breathing in. And then close the left, open the right, exhaling. Just doing that a couple more times at your own pace. Good, last one. And this time I want you to inhale into the right, so sit up taller, breathing into the right side. That masculine energy, we're breathing in. Closing the right, open the left, breathing down the feminine side and exhaling. Good, so doing that again, breathing in to the right. Closing the right, open the left, exhaling. So a couple more breaths here, breathing into the right side of the nostril. Closing the right, opening the left, relax through the shoulders, check where you're holding tension, releasing. One more time, breathing into the right side. Close the right, open the left and release the breath. And just bring both hands into your lap, keep your eyes closed and breathing in through both nostrils. And I want you to exhale through the mouth with a sigh, just giving yourself permission to relax. Good, 2 more deep breaths in through the nose. And exhale in through the nose. And we're just gently going to move into toe stretch. So coming down onto your hands and knees. Spread your toes nice and wide. Take your knees wide and just look at your toes and put every toe on the mat for me. And I want you to connect every little part of your foot on your toes down. Pushing into the ground and just gently shift the hips back and just take in this pose and let the head hang down however you feel comfortable. And just focusing on that slow inhale through the nose. And as you're exhaling through either the nose or the mouth. And we're just working with the roots Our feet and our toes ground us to the earth. They anchor us down. And as you're breathing into that space, just feel the energy from your hands moving up the shoulders. And as you're exhaling, gently maybe press the hips back a little bit more, but don't force. And our root chakra is our survival mode. It keeps us in fight or flight sometimes, which is why sometimes our anxiety can come from the roots. But taking time to stretch all these muscles will help release and also help you come out of your sympathetic nervous system and allow you to relax down. And as you're breathing in, just slowly see if you can sink back a tiny bit more, but again, don't force. We're just staying here for a couple of minutes, not too long. To allow the blood to flow around the feet, just to stimulate your kidney channels. And as we're breathing in, slowly coming forwards, untuck the toes and just sit onto the knees and just straighten the spine as we're breathing in, lifting up the heart. Rolling the shoulders back and down. And as you're breathing out, just try and relax through the shoulders and give yourself permission to release. Taking one more breath in. And as we exhale, slowly coming onto your bums. I'm going to take a seated tree pose. So if you want to assist yourself, you can use a strap to put around the sole of the foot. So we're going to place the left foot and press it gently into the thigh. And if you haven't got a strap, you can just lean forward and fold over that and just drop the chin down. And just releasing through the hamstrings. And as we're breathing in, just feeling the energy down the back of the legs, traveling all the way to your hips. And as you exhale, just allow your body to fold a little bit deeper. Just don't pass any judgment if it feels like you can't move too far. Just give yourself compassion as you're folding forwards. And when our root chakra is in balance, we can hold a lot of patience and stability for ourselves and for others. We have the ability to manifest our dreams. And we take the time to notice the beauty of nature. And just taking one more deep inhale. Slowly sitting yourself up. I'm just going to change to the other side. So lengthening out. And just gently pressing in the other leg to the side. And if your hamstrings feel particularly tight, have a micro bend in your knee. And just allow yourself to fold forwards. And when our root chakra can become blocked, it can cause a lot of fear or anger around how we feel about the outside world and even for our inside world. We can particularly suffer with cold feet and cold hands as well with the root chakra. So even doing a little toe stretch before bed, if you struggle with cold feet, will help just boost that circulation for you. Just taking one more deep inhale. And slowly, slowly coming back to a seated position. And we're just going to work in opening through the hips. So take the legs not too wide, just so it's comfortable so you can sit here. So you want to find a space between tension and mild discomfort. And just slowly walk your hands forwards and allow the hips just to center the breath into the hip area. And you might need to put your hands down, or some of you will be able to come down onto your forearms. So again, try not to force. And your hips are centered around your sacral chakra, which is the chakra that's the ability to enjoy your life in a physical way. It helps to govern our well-being, our sense of deserving a good life, of abundance. That feel-good factor, the ability to go with the flow of life, like water can move. It's the area that governs our emotions, our appetite for food, sex and pleasure. And if we're always working and not taking much time for fun, it's when we get out of balance. We can get tense, we can get rigid. So allowing more downtime, even more meditation, more rest and recovery will help to harmonize this area. And if you start to feel like you can't feel the stretch anymore, you can increase the stretch and lean forward a little bit more. And just send the energy to the hips and allow anything to come up that might need to come up without any judgment. And another great way to nourish this area is the food that we eat and the water that we drink. How we nurture our bodies will come through in this area. And like water, if we don't move, it can become stagnant, it can get stuck. And classically in women, that will come through in PCOS, fibroids, irregular periods. And for men, it can be a prostate issue. So again, it's so important for your rest and recovery in balance with your work life and our stress. And as you take one more deep inhale, slowly coming up. Slide your hands under your knees to bring your legs in. Good. I want you to bring your right leg forwards and just sweep your left leg back. If you want to go into full pigeon, as long as you're comfortable, you can fold down. If that's not comfortable, keep the leg bent and just gently folding over your glute. And allow the head to rest down. If you want to put pillows down, you can. And our solar plexus is our inner warrior. It's linked to our intuition, our inner knowing. That gut feeling that guides you when you trust yourself. It reflects how we see ourselves and how we exercise our innate power, being creative and confident and courageous. It helps build our strong, resilient ego and knows our self-worth. And it really helps us fight the good fight that's in us. And as you breathe in, perhaps you can exhale and relax your shoulders and come down a little bit deeper. And just like the sun rises every day, it's that power that we hold within us to make our decisions and to know what feels right for us or what might feel wrong. It's a powerful place to be at when you trust yourself and how to go with that flow of life. And super slowly coming up. And I want you to just cross your left leg to the front and just sit up just to recover, just to rebound in that position, and sit up breathing into that straight spine as you inhale. Keep the straightness in the spine as you exhale to keep the spine in alignment to reset the body. And slowly keep the left leg where it is and sweep the right leg behind. So make sure you're doing the other side. Try not to do two sides the same. And again, whatever feels right for you, folding forwards, or you might want to stay upright. So listen to your body. That's the most important thing here. And as you're folding forwards, just relax the shoulders. And sometimes when our solar plexus can be out of balance, we can feel needy, or we can feel that desire to almost seek approval from others rather than seeking it from ourselves, and feel unempowered. And a great way to combat that is to do some mirror work, and even just looking at yourselves in the mirror in the morning and giving yourself some confidence and affirmations to believe in yourself. So perhaps if you do struggle with confidence in what you're doing, it may sound silly, but stand in the mirror and checking yourself out in the morning and telling yourself that I am confident, I am strong, I am resilient. Your words are powerful. They can change how you think and feel about yourselves. And as you're breathing in, see if you can lengthen the spine. And as you're exhaling, see if you can go a little bit deeper. And it's quite common, if you're not attuned to your solar plexus, your fire in you, your intuition, we can stop trusting things. We can stop trusting others and trusting ourselves. And a great way to reset that is to start to do the things that makes your heart sing. Perhaps you haven't been out in nature as much as you'd like to, or perhaps you're not being as creative as what you might have used to have been. And perhaps it's a lack of belief in yourself, but you know that it's in there and you know you're that warrior. And taking one more deep breath in. And as you come back, just gently sit yourself up and cross your legs and take that rebound position, sitting up nice and straight. And quite commonly in the solar plexus, if there's a lack of confidence, you can start having gut issues, like your belly might feel a little bit out of sorts. That's your belly trying to tell you that it's talking to you. Take a deep breath in and see if you can send the energy from the base of the spine all the way up to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, sighing out through the mouth and take the shoulders down. And taking one more deep breath in. And as we exhale, I want you to just gently come onto your backs. And we're going to take hold either of your shins and take your legs out to the side, or you can take hold of your toes, depending on your flexibility. And you can bend the knees, and we're just going to hold into happy baby pose. And you can extend your legs out. If this isn't comfortable and you want to come seated forwards into butterfly, you can bring the soles of your feet together, knees go out wide and arms over your head. And just take this pose. So whatever works for you, just send in the energy to the hips. And in Chinese medicine, our hips are what govern our emotions. They're our storage bank for what we do or don't release. And sometimes when we're angry or frustrated or sad and we don't release it, it just gets compressed down into those areas. And when we don't release, that's when our hips and our joints start to get tight. And if you do struggle to release any emotions, a really powerful thing to do is just to hold space for yourself and just taking time just to investigate how you're feeling. When was the last time you didn't have any distractions and perhaps sat outside in nature for even 5-10 minutes just to be with yourself? And as you're breathing in, let your belly rise. And as you exhale, let your back sink down. And if your legs are open in Happy Baby, just gently bring the feet to the ground. If your legs are open, put your feet on the floor for me. And I want you to cross your right leg casually over your left, like you're sitting on a chair. Taking your arms out gently wide to the side, taking your foot over to the left side, and gently turn your head away and just stretching into your flanks, your glutes. And just check that your shoulders haven't crept up by your ears, so just take that tension away. And check you're not clenching the jaw or gripping with the fingers as you're breathing in. And every time you inhale, see if you can breathe a little bit more space into the belly and breathe all the way to your heart. And as you're exhaling, just slowly breathing out like you're releasing air out of a balloon, slowly sinking down. Just taking 2 more breaths here. And you might even want to put your hands on your heart and feel your heartbeat and just regulate that heart and just hold space for you and honor yourself as you're breathing in. And as you're exhaling, releasing with a sigh. Slowly, slowly bring your legs back to the center. Place your right foot on the floor and casually cross your left foot over to the side. And take your feet over to the opposite side and turn your head to the left to stretch as you're breathing in. And I just want you to notice if one side feels different to the other. Our left side represents our feminine energy. That's what we take from the earth. And it comes in from our immediate environment. It's the qualities that tie us to our family, that tribe feeling and community. It's how we use our instincts to survive, whether it's from our ancestral DNA or how we've been brought up. They all carry patterns for us. So if you've got a tightness in your left side more than your right, classically that will show through almost being overwhelmed, and you might find you might be releasing a lot, or you might not be able to release at all. So doing things like opening your hips more frequently, believe it or not, will help you to start release that energy that might be stuck in those areas. And gently bring your legs back into the center and lengthen your right leg out into Shavasana and then your left. And turn your palms up. And And just check in with yourself that your shoulders haven't crept up to your ears. And as you're breathing in, perhaps you can just think back to maybe the right side felt a bit tighter for you. And your right side, your masculine energy, is concerned with giving energy out in forms of love and communication and healthy attitudes and inner reflections. And if the right side felt tighter, that could be because you've been in your masculine energy, your go, go, go energy, you're working, not stopping, being busy. So it's an opportunity for you to check in to see what you might feel you might need to do more of to balance your body for future. And taking one more deep breath in. Everyone's coming in for meditation now. Stretch the arms above your head and stretch your toes out. And I want you to give your knees a big hug and cross your hands on your knees and just rock side to side. And just massage your lower back into the ground. And gently, gently take your knees over to one side and your body follows and curl into a fetal position gently. So just tuck yourself into a little ball. Just taking a couple more breaths there. And when you're ready, slowly sitting yourself up. And just gently make some circles round and just release the spine for me. Good, and then circling round the other way. Good, and just stretch your arms up, stretching up nice and high. Just leaning over to the right and just release through the side of the body. And changing other sides. And just shaking that energy out. So what I'd like you to do is, if those of you that don't want to stay for the meditation, that's absolutely fine. So if you want to shoot off, that's fine. If you have got a pen and paper, you're going to need that for the journaling afterwards. So that's great if you can grab one. If you want to be seated in your meditation, you can. If you want to be lying down, you can lay down. Good. So yeah, if you want to get warm and comfy, that's also fine. Roxy, I've made you the host, if that's all right. So you can just, I'm not used to people pinging in, pinging out. So just getting either into a seated position or laying down. And we're just going to start by taking some deep breaths in and deep breaths out. I like to sit up. So if you're open to receive, palms up. And if you want to be grounding yourselves, palms down. So just seeing how you feel. If you want to lay down, you can lay down. I'm just going to change this music for a second. That 1 second. And I want you to take a breath in for a count of 4. And a slow breath out for a count of 4. So if you're sitting up nice and straight, so just breathing in for 4. And exhaling out through the nose or the mouth for 4. And if your eyes are open, closing the eyes. And as you're breathing in, I want you to think that you're breathing in high vibrational energy through your entire body. And allow it to collect old energy that you're ready to get rid of. From perhaps old baggage or old junk that you don't want to hold or store in yourself anymore. Just giving yourself permission to start to remove these things. So as you inhale, just think about lifting the vibrational energy through the body, recharging yourself. And exhaling out to let go and to release. An opportunity just to move anything that you don't want to carry into this new moon phase. And if you're ready to activate this high energy and to let go of the old baggage, I just want you to state yes, either out loud or inside, internally, just giving yourself permission to say, yes, I don't want to carry this around with me anymore. Just taking a couple more deep breaths in. Deep breaths out. And this new moon is a time to set intentions for what you desire to either explore or expand in yourself and your reality. It's an opportunity to see perhaps any seeds that you might have planted in the past new moons, or perhaps it's quite common for people to make plans at the beginning of the new year. And it's an opportunity to see if they're coming together and if they're growing. It's quite common to start thinking at the beginning of another cycle that maybe you're going to exercise a bit more, eat a little bit healthier, or just thinking back perhaps to any intentions that you might have set at the beginning of the year even, but not passing any judgment if they didn't come into fruition, or maybe you had to start again a few times. And with your eyes closed, I want you to imagine, and if you can't see it, I want you to feel it. And where your third eye is located between your eyebrows, I want you to imagine a beam of light just coming from the third eye. And as you're exhaling, allow that energy to leave through that space, leaving your 3D world and connecting to the reality and expanding to help you manifest the world that you desire. And I want you to set your intentions and affirmations and visualizations. So perhaps if you've got an idea for a business or perhaps a life that you're desiring, I just want you to think about what you're sort of working with or what you would be dreaming of right now. And just have that in your mind. And it might even be something like you want to get a different property, or you want to make your own property a little bit different. Perhaps there's something in there that you would, if I could give you a magic wand right now, what would your heart truly desire for you? Give yourself permission to sort of explore that. And you can state it out loud, or you can have it in your mind. But just allow that moment for yourself to question what your own reality would look like if you literally could shift it yourself. Because that is what I'm going to ask you to be doing. So just taking a moment with a couple of deep inhale and exhales, and just thinking of that reality that you want to create or evolve. And don't worry, if you can't think of anything right now, we will go into journaling with it as well. So just taking a couple more deep breaths here. And don't get frustrated if you can't see anything with your eyes closed as well. You might just be able to feel it and embody it. And when we set our intentions, it actually means that our reality is already created. And how we see it is we manifest it into our reality, allowing the light from our heart's desires to internally and externally shine through us, allowing you to trust your gut and yourself and not your triggers. Because in the beginning of a new moon cycle, we're in our lunar phase. And typically, we tend to get presented with lots of opportunities and choices if you're open to receive. And it usually is in alignment with what you desire. And perhaps if a new opportunity could maybe feel too good to be true, that's your old triggers or fears of worthiness questioning whether you deserve to have it or not. And we have a choice to acknowledge and to let go of the old self-limiting beliefs and stories. And perhaps the ego that has kept us safe and holds us back and says, no, I don't know, that doesn't feel right, or no. It's an opportunity for you to make a new choice, to explore perhaps a different avenue, a chance to choose happiness. But one thing we mustn't do is shun the trigger, because that has kept us safe for a long time. We acknowledge, because if we resist, like Carl Jung would say, it will persist. And when an old belief, like an old story, might come up, you have the choice to not give it any power. Just acknowledge it's a void, and it's an opportunity for you to make peace with something that perhaps has kept you in an old cycle. For example, I've been working with a hypnotherapist, and if something comes in that makes me question what I'm doing or makes me question how I feel, I just do something really simple and I ask myself, is this useful? And it's been the best sentence that anyone has gifted me, because then I can reflect, and usually it's not useful. Usually it's an old belief trying to hold me back. So next time something presents itself and makes you question, and maybe a bit of fear or worthiness, I want you to ask yourself, is this useful? And if it isn't, just say, thank you, this isn't void, and I allow you to release. And it can take time, but if you trust your inner knowing and you're reconnected to your intuition, your solar plexus, and there's different foods you can eat and different exercises you can do to connect to your solar plexus. There's different chantings and just different ways to feel confident in yourself. Even just dancing in the mornings and stuff will help you just sort of just embody yourself more. And it will take time, but it's worth it. And if I get triggered, I acknowledge it. And a powerful way to reset is to create a new affirmation. I am brave. I trust myself and my decisions. I'm confident. And it takes a little bit of practice, but eventually it will eliminate any old programming that may be holding you back. And it's an opportunity with the Taurus moon as well. It's an earth energy, and Taurus is classically in the real world, more in nature. And the Taurus new moon often calls us to be outdoors more, especially with spring headed into summer now. And if you can't be outdoors as much, it can be making more home space for you and decluttering and clearing areas that really need space. The Taurus energy calls us to be more at home in ourselves. And sometimes if we're surrounded by lots of clutter or things that we need to do, a really great way to come home to yourself is to clear the space that you're in. So perhaps you may have even noticed that you might have been cleaning more. You may have been thinking I need to sort this out or sort that out and because it's a great time to get yourself ready for summer. And perhaps you've had some desires to perhaps write more, maybe journal, or even do something creative. And it's allowing your joy, what makes your heart happy, to guide you and take out the pressure of, I have to do this and I need to do this and I need to do that. Because this Taurus moon is calling us to be more creative, more playful. Sometimes we can get really stuck in routine and rigidness, and it keeps us feeling safe because it keeps us knowing where we're going and what we're doing. But being able to flow with life is sometimes to not always know what's going to be happening every 5 minutes. I used to be that person. So I want you to just take a moment and perhaps think about something that might have been calling you, or something that might have interested you that perhaps you would have liked to have sort of explored. Perhaps there was something that you might have started creativity-wise, or something that might be drawing you into doing something. It might even be something as simple as decorating a room in your home or changing some old furniture. So just taking a moment and just allowing anything to come through that might be just calling you to sort of do something a little bit that makes your heart happy. Don't put pressure on yourself if nothing comes through. It might even be as simple as starting to read a book again. Just taking one more breath here. And anything does come through, and perhaps you've been thinking of something for a while, just asking for that motivation that you might have needed perhaps to sort of get you going, because sometimes we're full of ideas and we want to do 1,000,001 things, but we never get started. Or you might start 101 things and never finish. So perhaps if there's anything you desired in your life, just give yourself permission to say yes. Perhaps you desire to be painting something or creating something, or even cooking more. Cooking is something that you can almost go into a meditative state when you're doing, and even bringing more colour to your foods. Sometimes we can get stuck eating the same thing over and over again. It's an opportunity to nourish yourself inside and out. And I want you to give yourself permission to think of something that would make you feel really good. And embody the feelings that give you permission to think about that lifestyle that you might want or want to do more of. Just with those things in mind that might have come in, or perhaps you just want to nurture yourself a little bit more, I just want you to know that you're ready now to experience this reality in a deeper state of higher vibration. Because we're just going to channel some pure light energy from the divine, the crown, to allow you to expand to that next level. And all I want you to do is surrender and just breathe into the heart. Allow the heart to lift. And as you're exhaling, just allow the energy to leave the heart as well. And allow the light to come through to activate. And just feel gratitude for yourself, for holding space for yourself tonight, for making time for you. Just taking 2 more big breaths in here. And as you exhale, I want you to just ground back into your body. Just imagine any light just rooting down into Mother Earth. Just connecting to all the souls that are on this Zoom. And just sending it all the way out to anyone that you care about and might need some of your love and energy as well. Taking 1 more deep breath in. And as you exhale, just allow your eyes to open. And if you've got a pen and paper, just grabbing that now. And if you can't write everything down right now, we'll send this afterwards as well if you want it on catch up. And I'm just going to ask you just to write a few things down, just to trigger yourself, just to sort of think about what you really, really want from you. And this moon is really about rest and reflection, but also planning and strategizing in a non-pressuring way. And a great way to do that as well is using manifestation. So that's the power of creating your reality by either saying it out loud and believing it and embodying it like it's already happened, and writing it down, because they say 80% of people that write things down by hand, not on computer, are more successful in life. So sometimes it's a really powerful thing to journal quite frequently. You don't have to do it. I like to do it every couple of days, but it depends on you. And I want you to think about your love life, your financial side, how you enjoy life, because this energy goes inwards with this moon. And the Taurus theme is to really enjoy ourselves, whether it's good food, good company, enjoying life, engaging in stimulating conversations. It's an opportunity to get clear on what you desire in your life, whether it's your business, taking more time out. Perhaps you don't take enough time out. Obviously, I know with what's happened with the pandemic, especially if you've been working from home, have you actually booked any time off work? It's quite funny, we end up looping in and working later and later because we're already at home. So just thinking on that, using your imagination just to get more clear on unlimited ideas and how you want to experience abundance in your world, I want you to write down any ideas or projects that might have come through on that meditation. So anything that you might have wanted to start creating, perhaps going back to, might be something like starting a podcast, it might be redecorating a room, cleaning like having a good clean out on the cupboards, something that was calling for you that you would like to do to gift to yourself. And I know cleaning might not sound like a gift to yourself, but do you know what? When you have a deep clean, I feel amazing. So just thinking about something, or there might be a whole list. You might have like 20 things that you might want to do. That's fine, write them down. You know, it might be, I've been working with a friend of mine to look at feng shuiing my home just so that the energy moves through differently. If you've got a garden, perhaps you want to sort that out ready for summer, because being in nature is a really powerful thing to be. And perhaps you want to feel more at home in yourself. So anything that might have come through. Perhaps you want to spend more time with your friends or cook more meals for yourself. And the Taurus moon as well is also about growth and expansion and optimism. It's a chance to look at our communication skills, especially with summer coming. It's a great time to start looking at what your plans might be. And again, because we've got what's going on in the world, everyone's a bit unsure, but perhaps you could plan just to be around certain friends more, or holding space for people and maybe making meals. An opportunity to have like more stimulating conversations on, or or even working on your own relationships with people that you're already with, an opportunity to speak your truth. And thinking on that, I want you to write down perhaps any limiting beliefs or anything that might hold you back from making these changes. So just honouring sometimes the things that we might not be doing. So maybe I can procrastinate or be a bit unorganised. Sometimes I worry too much about what other people think or my confidence. So just writing down some things that you feel that you want to release from this new moon, and give yourself an opportunity to change how you feel or speak about yourself. And just be honest and with compassion. Don't get angry at yourself and don't get upset. It's just an opportunity for you just to go into those feelings. You know, I suffer quite a lot with anxiety, so I can put myself down with that, and I allow my anxiety to hold me back. So just making note of the things that sometimes can cause you to have a limiting belief. It can make you feel a bit uncomfortable. And now what I'd like you to do is look at those limiting beliefs, and I want you to replace them with affirmations or intentions to change how you feel about it. So for example, if you can procrastinate, you would change that to, I am efficient with my time, I am organised, if you find that you're quite shy and you find it difficult to say how you feel, you would change that to, I am confident, I speak my truth, I believe in myself. So shift the beliefs around. If you're someone, for example, that can't believe that you can do the change, then we change that to, I intend to work on myself for more confidence. I intend to make more time to be more organised in my day. So if it's something that you really, really struggle with and you're like, Aim, it's not going to happen overnight, then change that to an intention that you want to work with, to recreate it so that you start making it happen, so it becomes an action. You know, if you intend, I hate cleaning, however, I intend to do at least 20 minutes a day, every other day. So just changing it so that it can start to become, and writing it down is a powerful thing because you take responsibility for it. You take responsibility for yourself. And if there's more that comes through after this, like, just keep writing them down. These can be prompts, and then you can go back, because you can do this at the start of every new moon. And what's great is you can reflect in the full moon to see where you're at with what you put down at the beginning of the new moon. This is how it starts to get quite interesting. You can play with that energy as well. And the Taurus energy is a real opportunity to level up, to step outside of your comfort zone. And Taurus as well is around finances a lot. And finances can be, money can have a lot of fear around it or a lot of lack around it. So it's about having more abundance in that essence. And one way I've sort of come to terms with finances is to look at what it means to me. And I realised it's not the finances I care about, it's the freedom. So thinking about whether you've got your own business, whether you work for someone, whether you've got something that you're creating alongside while you're working, perhaps your dream is to have your own business. I want you to think about, what would that mean to you to be totally financially free? You know, time to be outdoors more, time to spend more time with your family, time to travel when that happens, time to what would that mean to you for that freedom? Not what you know, it might be that you want to buy a nice car or a really nice house. So think about what it really would mean to you to be able to gift that to yourself, to manifest that reality. And again, you might have loads of things you want to write down, or it might be something you've never really thought about. What does freedom look like for you? And if you find it hard to think about, again, you can sleep on this and come back to it. Like, you don't have to feel like you need to do it right now. And I want you to think and maybe write down 1, 2, or 3 things that could be little actionable steps, whether it's monthly, weekly, or daily, to start making a couple of changes happen. Maybe you do wake up 20 minutes earlier to do a meditation to set yourself up for the day. Maybe you make sure you're outdoors a couple of times a week. Perhaps you need to listen to more music to sort of motivate you. What could be a couple of things that you could do to sort of set you on this path for this freedom? Because as much as we want to manifest, sometimes we have to give the universe a tiny little bit of a hand. We have to be a little bit realistic. As much as I'd love to click my fingers and go, here you go guys, boom, done. Perhaps you're someone that needs to write more lists down so you can be a little bit, like I said, we don't want to be rigid, because if we get too stuck in our ways, you know, we get stuck. So I need a little list and I stick it on the fridge, and in the mornings I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted to do that. You know, what could trigger you to sort of action you sometimes? Maybe it is before bed you write a few things down. That could be a new thing that you could bring into your life. Just taking a bit of responsibility. Like, I have to literally parent myself to go to bed earlier so that I can get up earlier. I'm very productive in the mornings, so I have to put myself to bed. You know, I'm 35 and I still put myself, I'm like, come on. Perhaps it's watching a little bit less telly to make time to do some things that you might need to do or want to do. And just some homework for you, because I'm not going to ask you to do it now, and if you want to do it, scripting is writing like this has happened. Scripting is something that you can look back on as well when you've got this life and go, oh my God, I wrote that down in 2000 and and I'm living this life now, because trust me, it works. So just to note, not to do now, 'cause I'm just mindful of the time. Scripting is basically writing down 1, 2, or 3 things like they've already happened. So for example, if you're dreaming of your business has set you totally financially free, you would put the details down, like, I have this business that grows in abundance organically every single day, and I grow new customers. So all these things, or I have this home that I love and I adore and I'm living here, and you put the details down, because the more details you put down, the more the things start to unlock for you. And if you find that hard to believe, it's something you're going to have to trust me with, because I am telling you now, the more I do this sort of stuff, the more these doors open. I didn't believe it was possible myself, and even meeting someone like Roxy this weekend made me realise how much manifestation is powerful. Perhaps you need to put photos up in your room to see what you desire, because this actually works. So tonight, before you go to bed, or tomorrow, I want you to write down a couple of things like you've got them and you own them, or you embody them, and that is your life. And you keep going back to that, and you look over it, and you might need to edit it and change it over time, because again, don't get stuck in your rigidness, because life's about going with the flow. So just to finish, we're just going to say some affirmations together. So just take a deep breath in, sit up nice and tall. And we're working with that Taurus energy, that safe energy, that grounding energy, that earthing energy. And we just take a deep breath in and just repeat after me. And you can put your hand on your heart and maybe your hand on your belly, your solar plexus. I am safe. I am secure. I am strong. I am open to nurturing authentic relationships. I trust in the future that I am creating. I am fully supported by the universe. I am creating a life that I love and adore. I make powerful choices that support my desires. I am enough. I value myself. I nurture the divine spark in me. I am fully worthy of love and joy. And just bring your hands to your heart into a prayer position. And just take a deep breath in and just bring your head to your hands. Just honouring yourself and your practice. And just remember, you are literally always one decision away from making a totally different life. It's about the journey, not the destination. So enjoy the ride. Namaste, warriors. Hope you feel alright. Thank you for those that joined me, that don't know me. I'm always looking for feedback, positive or negative. So please, if you don't want to say it to me, you can drop it to Roxy if you came through Roxy. Let me know how you feel. If you want this on catch up, I'm going to put it on YouTube. So if you missed any of the prompts for the journaling, any questions for anything though, you can get my details from Roxy, those of you who don't know me. Have a fabulous evening and I will speak to you all soon. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Well done. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye, Hilary. Bye. Bye, Ruth. See you later. Bye-bye.